Mixing dogfights with run-and-gun action, Warhawk was one of the highlights of the PS3's developing online landscape back in 2007. Now the concept is revisited with a touch of strategy as you spend resources to call in buildings from the sky. Is this enough for Starhawk to stand out in a much more competitive multiplayer space?
You called, we answered. It all started with a spark.
Starhawk's plot revolves around rift energy, the very lifeblood of your resource management. The mysterious substance combines the necessity of fossil fuels with the allure of drugs to create a clash between mining companies and outcasts mutated by extended contact. As the partially mutated Emmett Graves, you lead a hired band of mercenaries to protect the miners from bandit raiders. But despite some fraternal conflict, the story isn't particularly weighty. It lends some general context to the warring factions, but doesn't leave much of an impact overall.
After all these years, I came back, but not to make amends. To make their quota. And by any means I saw fit.
Stay close. Things ain't like they used to be out here.
While Warhawk tossed players into the multiplayer deep end, Starhawk gives you a chance to learn the ropes with its single-player campaign. The 10-mission adventure lasts about 5 to 6 hours, gradually introducing the mechanics and benefits of the various structures and vehicles at your disposal. The campaign never really shakes the sense that it's an extended tutorial, although the situations in the latter half do ramp up the challenge, emphasizing the value of support systems like outposts and repair arms. The multiplayer is the meat of this affair, taking place across 10 large maps, supporting 32 players with any number of dogfighting hawks, trucks, and other vehicles. There are deathmatch options available, but the new base building mechanics are more suited to capture the flag and zone games, which have teams rushing out to take and defend as much territory as possible. It takes time to learn which defenses work best for each sprawling location, but if you want to refine your tactics, there are options to explore the maps outside of combat. While you can customize the look of your character and vehicles, there's no weapon customization or defined classes. Instead, you can assign a single skill to define your character's role on the battlefield. The Shock Trooper skill, for instance, allows you to respawn faster, while the Squad Leader option lets team members spawn on your location. To unlock each skill, you need to perform specific feats in combat and spend skill points, which are awarded every time you level up. In addition to huge matches, a handful of co-op missions let you play in smaller groups of 4 online or 2 via split screen. These scenarios essentially boil down to tower defense, as you protect a central structure against waves of increasingly difficult enemies. You can also jump into homeworld spaces to hang out with friends and experiment, but without enemies to mine resources from, it can take a while to build up your ultimate playground.
Not bad. You saved our hides.
While the single-player and co-op missions are more directed experiences, Starhawk in general is all about fast-paced gunplay, vehicles, and base building. In a matter of seconds, you can drop in, build a launch pad, and jump in the pilot seat. For every kill, you gain rift energy needed to call in various structures. There are bunkers full of weapons and ammo, stations to generate vehicles and jetpacks, automated turrets, sniper towers, and more. You can drop buildings just about anywhere, but a colored preview tells you whether it'll fit where you want it. Sometimes it's obvious that there's no room for an item, but other times it's not clear what underlying rule prevents you from building, and you can lose time trying to find just the right spot. Just as buildings drop from the sky in multiplayer, you also drop in via pods when you spawn. It's satisfying to steer your pod and use it to squash an opponent as you land, and if you get lucky, your pod can even take out someone flying a hawk. Once you're on the ground, a rapid-fire battle rifle serves as your primary weapon, and there are rocket launchers, sniper rifles, and other guns available, but nothing particularly exotic. To keep up with the large environments, sprinting is unlimited, but there's no rolling or quick slides into cover, so reflexes from other shooters can betray you as you try to dodge, and find yourself awkwardly crouching instead. Vehicle controls are simple and intuitive, whether you're driving a truck, a bike, or a tank. Taking to the air is just as easy with no punishing learning curve, and the dogfighting feels like a game unto itself with an entirely unique set of weapons and power-ups scattered about the map. Plus, your Hawk can join the ground war at any time, transforming into a walking mech that can smash infantry with a forceful stomp.
Let's get to work.
Like the show Firefly, Starhawk's sci-fi frontiers are informed by the Old West, but it does so in more of a graphic novel style, evidenced by its somewhat lackluster story scenes. The dusty environments look great, especially when you consider the scale and unpredictability of the battlefield, and the game maintains a solid performance no matter how many buildings are exploding or assembling before your eyes. However, the Rift Energy's sickly green glow doesn't make for the most appealing color palettes, and it's hard to see anything other than a transformer when looking at a Starhawk's design. The music, likewise, blends a strong heroic orchestral score with a Wild West twang, and it's well implemented with great transitions from one phase of the battle to the next. We did, however, experience some issues with voice tracks skipping during cutscenes.
Your own people have no news.
All these people are gonna suffer because of this freak.
With a mix of on-foot gunplay, full-on dogfights, and strategic base building, Starhawk lets you find your niche or switch roles at the drop of a hat. While it doesn't leverage this versatility to create new game types to call its own, its territory-based gameplay offers a wide range of tactical options to explore. Whether you're looking for a more calculated action game or a strategy game with direct combat, Starhawk seamlessly blurs the line between both worlds.
Did he die?
They always do.